Aha. Venture 40. Hey folks, thanks for joining me. This is Robert with Colorado Cycling Crew, and I am here to talk about a new pair of tires, gravel tires that I have recently purchased from WTB, more known for mountain bike, but definitely have moved over into all sorts of different equipment here. And the gravel tire in question today is the newer, no, not brand new, but newer Venture, and it is the comes in multiple options here. So we got the 700 650, so you can get your 650s in there. You got three different widths: 40, 47, and 50. And then of course you can get the tan wall or the black wall, and I have opted for the tire you see right there. Other than that is a 47, but I did get the 40 in a tan wall. And big reason I got them was, one, the reviews and the type of conditions that they have been listed to be best for really suited some of the racing I was going to be doing a little later this year, as well as being tubeless, and I just liked the overall look. So I am going to give you my feedback here, the kind of what I went through with them this last week, the good and the bad, and just keep it real. And I appreciate you guys checking in with me, and let me know what you think. Here I've got the rear tire already on and aired up, and wanted to get a good accurate measurement of just how wide it is. Inside the blocks it was like 37, and then right to the outside edge of the blocks there you see 39.98, so right on. And finished product the next morning, tires aired up, just gave them a quick spin, and now I'm getting the kit on, getting ready for a longer test ride. Really wanted to put them on a little more challenging material and see how that went. And I can't say good things here. Unfortunately, the tire went flat and bow, I hit the deck. So completely flat, as you see there. And here's why. So I found the sidewalls right there. You can see right out of the side, it's just bubbling. And then along the seam here, bubbling all around this tire. I mean, bubbles everywhere. Here's where you can just rub your thumb across that sidewall here. I'll zoom in on it, and you can just see it's bubbling out the side. It was all a way around on this black line that you can see, diagonal lines running through the sidewall there. Very disappointing. Here's the thing. I've blamed myself. I redone the tape twice. I put 2 new valves in it. I've done all this work, and then I just started thinking, I was like, it's got to be the tire itself, like the casing, and sure as hell, I mean, it's bubbling all the way around. All right, it's Saturday the 11th. Just got up, got Chip going here this morning. Came down and checked the bike. Our tire with new tube holding air. Rear tire completely flat since last night. Just over this shit. Like, I just don't trust them. I'm not thrilled. I'm not happy with the tires at all. WTB, you need to get your shit together. So at this point, it's been 6 days since I got the tires. Crashed once and just been pretty unsatisfied. But Sunday was my only day to pre-ride the course, so I get the hell out of Dodge and air up the rear tire, leave it tubeless. It seemed to be holding air. I don't know how fast the leak was, and then the front was tubed here. So headed out for a nice ride. One of the big things was the climbing. I really wanted to, this ride's got a lot of climbing right here. This is a pretty steep grade. You can see the loose on hard. I was definitely kind of moving around. Part of it was the struggle of the climb. Part of it was just kind of testing it out on surfaces here. So it really impressed me right here. This first major pitch in the course, it handled it pretty well, and I was very pleased. Hardly slipped at all. You could really hear the rear tire gripping and biting into the dirt there. So anything that goes up must come down. So I like my descents. I really like my descents. I like going fast. I like the speed. Like getting down arrow here, and this is the descent right after that climb. And The tire really impressed me. It tracked well, nothing crazy, nothing unexpected, just like you want from a good tire. Hit the washboards. I kind of moved in and out of the soft and into the gravel a little bit just to get a feel for it, and was really pleased there. Here we are just a little bit later. I'm about, again, 10 miles in. I pulled over, checked tire pressures, dropped the front down to about 40 psi. The rear had already lost about 10, so it was also sitting at 40 psi, which right there told me I'm going to have to tube the rear. There's no way it's going to make a 40-mile race losing 10 psi every 10 miles, less than an hour. So, but I took off anyway, left it the way it was, knowing I was going to check it a little bit. Kind of wanting to also play around with even lower pressure in that back. And part of the reason I wanted tubeless to begin with was to get that lower pressure and be able to really glide over this stuff. But actually, I couldn't complain too much here. At this point, was really enjoying my day out on the bike. Gorgeous weather, and it handled everything pretty flawlessly up to this point. So you can see here I'm going at a pretty good rate of speed here, just bouncing back and forth, going across the soft median, and it wasn't washing out, it wasn't losing grip, it just glided right over it, through it. Total confidence in the traction that the tires had. After all that beautiful gravel, I hit a small section of road here, about 3 miles of pavement, as you see here, shouldered highway, kind of groove there. Some tires act a little funny on it. Handled it okay. They're definitely noisy. You can actually, it's hard to hear in the video due to all the wind, but the rear tire definitely kind of makes a real grippy type sound. I'm sure you've all heard it before. The soft tread, all the little fingers, little knobs on the tires really kind of biting into the pavement here. And I felt like this is actually where the tire suffered the most relative to the surface, and versus some of the other tires I've ridden in the past. In conclusion, I was pretty satisfied with how the tires handled, especially the gravel sections, these type of sections, the very steep hills with the loose on hard. Really got great traction on the climbs, and I even snuck in a second ride this morning with tube in the rear, and performance-wise, the tire works really well. Very satisfied with that aspect of the tire, and had the tubeless part worked, I'd be a very satisfied customer. But I really wanted the tubeless. There's just too many advantages to it. Could run even lower pressures, and just the whole aspects and the advantages of tubeless are gone now, and very disappointing. Spend all that money and have an expectation it's just not even close to being met by WTB. But I will let you guys make the final judgment call on that. Please feel free to leave comments. Let me know what you thought about my review process, anything I could have done differently or you would have liked to see in the future when I do reviews on things. Again, I appreciate it. Thanks again to everybody. Colorado Cycling Crew, this is Robert. Have a good day.